and welcome to the May edition of the LBG Gazette. I'm Laura Guffey and I'm here in my backyard. It's my tiny little COVID garden. For a long time, I wanted to do something back here and never found the time or the energy to do anything about it until I was quarantined last year and decided it was time. And I gotta tell you, I had forgotten how much I loved gardening. So I've been out here today putzing around and doing a few things. And I wanted to share with you how I like to plant my containers for the summertime. So I'm gonna move over here. This is the pot I bought for the corner. This isn't normally where my chair goes. I'm gonna put it over here in the corner. I like it because it is super neutral and the flowers win the show instead of the container. It's also plastic, so it's very lightweight, and when I change my mind about where I want it to be, it's only the weight of the dirt and not the container as well, so I can move it around by myself. I chose this container also because it has drainage holes, and that's really important because I'm not very consistent about watering and keeping track of everything, and I really like to know that I can't really go too wrong because the water will come out. I've kept some containers that I bought plants in earlier this spring because this is a really big pot and I don't want to have to use so much potting soil that I, run through a ton of potting soil. So I'm gonna toss some of these in the bottom of my pot just to take up some space. It helps also with the drainage to allow the roots some space to move around. And again, it kind of helps me avoid using too much potting soil. So I don't think I'm going to use the big one. So I've put my little containers in the bottom. You can see them all in here. You probably can't see them. And I'm going to put on my gardening gloves. I sometimes forget them and make a huge mess out of my hands. These happen to be my Fairway Mortgage gardening gloves. Thank you, Michael Martin, for sending them to me. And I am going to just dump a bunch of potting mix in here to get started. The bag's too big and too heavy for me to pick up just yet, so I'm going to do a little bit in here first. I love me some spring and summertime flowers. I'm very excited. You can see from my bed back here that tend towards the pinks. But my mother always loved red flowers. So every year I make sure, one, that I have some red geraniums because they were her favorites. But I also choose a few other red flowers to put out here in honor of my mom. All right, so maybe I can pick it up now. Boy, you guys are gonna see how not strong I am. Oh, never mind. I can't pick it up. Here we go. We're gonna dig some more in the bag. All right, I've got it about half full now, maybe not quite halfway. And I'm gonna go ahead and water it so that the dirt coming out of this bag that is super, super dry will go ahead and get watered down. So let me turn on my little shower sprayer. Today we are going to be planting some begonias, a spike plant in the middle, and some wave petunias that are going to spill over the side. I like to remember that when I have a large plant like this and I want to do a variety of plants, you want to have a thriller in the middle, dead center, a spiller that will come over the sides of the pot, and your filler that's going to fill in all the pretty flowers in the middle. All right, maybe I can lift this up without making a big, huge mess. All right, here we go. Dumping lots of dirt in here. This is my favorite Miracle-Gro potting soil. I like the moisture control. because again, I'm not super good about making sure I monitor the water in my beds and in my pots. Okay, I think I've got a good start here. I have filled the pot to about, I don't know, maybe 4 inches from the top. I'm gonna go ahead and water it again. Get this soil nice and wet. Clean off my pot a little bit. All right. Now I'm going to set my plants in my pot. I'm going to put my thriller in first in the center so that I am sure it's placed where I want it. I'm going to loosen up the roots a little bit on the bottom so that they spread out easily. I chose this one because the roots weren't too pot bound. I love these little spike plants. If Jay wants to show you my big tall one over there, I love these spike plants in the middle of my pots. Next, I'm going to put my fillers in. These are my begonias. I bought a couple of different color begonias because I just like for them to have a little bit of variety. I don't have quite enough dirt where I want it, so I'm going to build it up a little bit before I put them on top. And again, I just loosened up the soil on the bottom. I'm going to add a little more soil in here before I keep putting plants in. All right. I'm going to put both of the more red begonias towards the front. Loosening up the pot soil, placing these. I like to buy my plants in odd numbers because I feel like they fill in a little more evenly. And then this one has pink and it's a little taller than the others. So I'm going to plan for that to be towards the back of my pot when I place it. All right, so I haven't filled in around them very much because I want them to be close to the top of the rim. I like for them to come up over. I'm gonna add a little more soil in around them. Roll this down so I can get to it better. Fill in a little bit here and there. The thing I love about planting is really pretty forgiving. You can make a great big mess and feel really good about it because all you got to do is get out the hose and get rid of all that dirt. I do that when I'm cooking too. It's just a lot harder to clean up. All right, now I've got my wave petunias. I love some petunias. The only thing I don't love about petunias is they like to be deadheaded, and I sometimes forget to do that. All right, I brought these in white so that they would pop next to the red. Oh, I definitely need some more dirt in there. Tuck this one right here, and I'm going to put it close to the edge to encourage it to go off the side. Put some more dirt over here. On this side. All right, I'm going to do these in groups of 3 as well. A group of 3. Pop that right in there. Encourage it to spill over. This set of plants came in a group of 6, and I'm not going to use all 6, but I have other pots, so I'm just going to pop those extra 3 into, I don't know, maybe with my begonias over here. I have another red and white planter. All right, I'm gonna fill in a little bit more in and around these. I like for the dirt to come really close to the top, not quite at the top because I want the water to pool around it so that it doesn't all run through. Whew, I buried it. And a little bit over here. Oh, I feel a hole there. And I need a little dirt. I'm making a mess and we'll be hosing it all down soon. All right, now I'm gonna tamp everything down a little bit, make sure it's nice and sturdy where it belongs. Shake them off a little bit with the extra potting soil. And get my hose out. Water it down. Clean up a little bit. Woo. Look, the sun came out to shine on it just in time. Isn't that beautiful? I cannot wait to see how it grows and thrives here on my back patio. And there you go, my springtime tribute to my mom. It was wonderful to work in the garden with you today. I love it out here, and I hope that maybe you learned a little trick or two that will help you in your garden. Thanks, guys. See you next month.